Remember the Jester's defense? April 6, 2021 by Anna von Reitz. Text-to-voice synthesis provided by Vidnami. In medieval times, the court jester was largely held harmless, unless the king himself took umbrage. In the British Territorial Court System, the same still applies today. If they are addressing your upper and lower case name, you can shrug and look helpless and say, "I'm an idiot, sir." And unless Queen Elizabeth II wants you beheaded, they are obliged to let you go, whatever your sins may be. The same defense often works in municipal courts, too, if the infraction is subject to human error, and what isn't. Just throw up your hands, mea culpa, I'm an idiot. You can't hold idiots responsible for much of anything, and it's hopeless to blame them, so it throws a stick into the wheels of the court system. The only downside is that once you have admitted to being an idiot on the court record, you are subject to being administered as a ward of the state, and little can be done to reinstate your natural status, short of claiming a miraculous cure. In extremis, it may be your only way out. And now, add another somewhat similar defense to your collection: inability to pay. My honor, it's true that I owe Joe Blow's fly-trapping mortgage company $50,000, but I am unable to pay. I didn't waive my constitutional obligation to pay in gold or silver, and I find that I am totally out of pocket. The judge will grant a default judgment against you, but that is worth the paper it is written on and is intrinsically unenforceable via any execution order he can write, because you are obligated to pay in gold or silver, and the territorial government has cashiered your gold and silver, making it impossible for you to actually pay any debt at all. End of problem, for now. When and if the territorial government upends and returns your gold and silver, you will have to pay the debt, assuming that the other side raises their hand and presents the default judgment. But how likely and able is the territorial government to do that? And if it did, it would also have to return your specific account, plus interest, which means that you would consider the $50,000 a mere flyspeck amount of money, and pay it without complaint. No harm to you, either way. Now, I don't suggest that anyone uses this defense ignorantly or for fun. You really do need to be impoverished enough to make the claim of inability to pay on the FRN side of things before you put the screws to the government corporation and blame them for the situation. That is, a guy with several million FRNs denominated as lawful money sitting in the bank probably should not consider telling the judge about his inability to pay, exchange the debt. That would not be honorable or fair. And we all know how honorable and fair these courts are, so we would not want to offend anyone's delicate sensibilities. Between being an idiot or being unable to pay, darn near any average person can get out of almost anything, if one is sufficiently desperate to employ these means. The territorial government, as the equitable title holder, court clerk, will have to dig into your estate account and pony up the credit to pay off Joe Blow's fly-trapping mortgage company for you. They won't like it, but they will do it. The prosecuting attorney will especially not like it, since he makes his money off betting against you, and his performance bond will take a hit. Oh, well. If it is the difference between closing your business and keeping it open, or keeping your house or losing it, inability to pay, in some sense, is more or less a given anyway, and losing points off your credit score is a moot issue. Both of these defenses are very simple and they work. Remembering them can help you or someone you love if and when push comes to shove.